You already know what it is.
What it is, what it is.
Welcome back to Vodka and Cognac.
How exciting.
Yeah. What's up, sis?
What's up, Caesar?
Yo, so we got the lovely Hunter Mocha Soulfly. That's it. That's it. I'm starting to introduce myself. I am Alsace, nigga. Well, we got a dope guest for you guys.
Super special guest. I'm so excited. Can I do the introduction this week?
I wasn't gonna do it. I was gonna let you.
So we have a very special guest. I am super, super excited to have her on. She is actually a mutual friend. We all actually met at the same time about, what you say, like 14 years ago? You said?
2009.
2009, however long ago that was. A long ass time ago. And we've been friends ever since. She's actually one of my greatest friends. We talk all the time. And it just so happened, because she's been in Mexico for the last 9 months, pretty much. And just doing boss shit like we all do. This is what we do. This is, this network. Yeah. And it's just super exciting. So I am so happy to introduce my great friend who is a healer, a health and wellness coach, if you will, sobriety coach, entrepreneur, all those things. But everybody give it up for I Moon.
Hey, thank you for the introduction.
Welcome, sis.
Welcome.
Thank you, Alfred.
They are spiritually twerking for you in the energetic community.
Let's get it. Yeah, y'all, 2009. Little small story. Me and Alsace was with a friend, Candace, who used to play the guitar, and we used to put together
C. Taylor.
Come on, C. Taylor. Put together some music off these loops and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, we was in our own zone, smoking and drinking. You know what I'm saying?
I was not. I thought I was coming to a Bible study.
We was Bible studying. And we left Bible study, and we happened to meet Tim, a.k.a. B. Swift, a.k.a. Brennan, and he actually walked up to us like an oracle. So I'm like, phew, he swooped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And we was like,
shaman. He's a shaman.
He swooped out of nowhere like, I got somebody I want to introduce y'all to. Word. And me and Alsace was like, okay. And Candace, like I said, we was just like in this whole portal, right? The portal was popping. He introduced us to Keisha, and that was history. And then it's crazy that Keisha called me, or however we connected, and she was supposed to be coming over to C. Taylor house to do some more music with us. And she was talking about, I think Tim is gonna come with me. And I'm like, who is Tim? She was like, he introduced me to you. I'm like, I don't know him. Like, I don't remember this guy. He was a whole portal, swooped in and introduced us. So yeah, that's how me and Keisha and Alsace met in 2009.
Great friends. And we're going to talk about all types of stuff tonight because, as I said earlier, Moon is just a person that has experienced a lot, and because of that is able to share a lot, and has touched and will touch many, many people with the testimony of your life. And I'm just super excited to dive into just a little bit of it tonight, and I'm not even sure where to start.
Well, let's see.
Where we at, Sace?
Sace nosy ass, finna get it popping.
Listen, I would like to know, let's start with your journey to sobriety.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Because as you said, we was at Bible study, and I was drinking and drugging. Yeah, I was drinking and drugging at the Bible study. I came for Genesis and Moses and Jonah and them. But what was it like that? What's caused you? Because I know you've been very vocal about that those moments and those journeys, the few journeys that you had to take to get there. So tell us more about that.
Yeah. So when we was at Bible study, that was one thing. That was a situation, but. Right. I kept doing Bible study because I wasn't happy.
So Christian out there is going to be really confused at the end of this show. They were drinking and smoking. Don't listen to Sace.
Yes, we was doing our thing, but y'all, it was more so of a vice for me. It was a kick it and chill type of thing, but smoking and drinking and also cocaine was my vice. I had gender identity issues. I had some issues that I was dealing with from childhood traumas, generational dramas, and that I didn't even know I was in a portal dealing with. So a lot of those things, ancestral, really, I was dealing with a lot of things ancestral that I didn't understand because Christianity, some levels of it doesn't teach you about those things, right?
Absolutely.
So finding myself in African spirituality helped me, but before getting to that, I did a lot of drugs, and I died in my loft. And some people were like, you died in the hospital? Did you go to the hospital? No, I actually got up out that death off my floor, butt ass naked, that snorted too much cocaine. And I went in the elevator of my loft, and I went downstairs where the ambulance met me at the door, and they pretty much checked me, right? And they were like, you're good. And I'm like, I think I'm having a heart attack. They're like, no, we have a machine right here, lady, and you're not having a heart attack. But that was the second time I dealt with that type of physical trauma from cocaine.
Wow.
And it was like, I know it was OD, but it was spirit that had me at that time that really saved me out that situation. It kept me. It was no doctor. I didn't end up going to the hospital then. But as I stopped, at the time, I was like, you know what? I have to quit. I quit on 8/8/2017.
Wow.
It wasn't until 2 weeks later that I felt the effects of the death.
Wow.
Like my body was like, hold up. You're not going to give me no cocaine no more? Cigarettes, weed, or alcohol? Like, come on now. I know you're not going to deprive me. So I ended up having a little situation where my breathing was off, and I had to go to the hospital, and I was there. It's like every time I stood up, my shit would shoot up to 150 beats per minute.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? My pulse was like, whoo. And then I would sit back down, and so in resting position, I was at 67. And I'm like, they talking about, we're going to send you. I said, no, I can't even walk. Every time I get up, that thing, but it shoot up. Because they had the little pulse on my finger. And I'm like, I'm scared at this point. And I was like, you know what? It's something greater for me, man. It's something fucking greater for me out here. Yeah. This ain't the portal I want to be in. I wanted something greater for me. And at the time, I was also in and out of a relationship that wasn't a committed relationship, but I was dedicated to this individual. And it was just like me trying to figure out how to maneuver in this codependency. Even though we were living separate, is like, I want something better. Right. I want something better. And I ended up taking some journeys. I thought that I wanted to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? I popped right through the port. I was like, shit, I'm sober and I'm about to have kids, nigga.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have a baby.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna have a baby. So I got
wait a minute.
Right.
Wait a minute, pause.
Wait a minute. And at this time you were still masculine centered.
Hell yeah. In the portal. Popping.
What for those who are slow?
Okay.
What portal was you in?
I was still in this portal where I wanted something better, right? So I was choosing to now bring life into the world, and so getting into that, it could be looked at as a physical thing because I did try to. I had a friend, and we were like, well, we're gonna do this, right? A best friend that I knew for years, and we were like, okay, yes, because we had talked about it previously. When I was ready, this is something that we were gonna do. He doesn't have children. I didn't have children. I don't have children. So I was like, boom, this is a great dynamic. But what I didn't know is that the birth that I was yearning for was the birth of myself.
Oh wow. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was yearning the birth of myself, and I kept looking to outer things to bring this life to me. Oh, you know what? I ain't got the vice no more. I'm gonna have a motherfucking baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
But God was like, no, see, that ain't what it is, sis. But at the time, I was still broke. And because I identified, well, y'all don't know, but I identified as male for 20 years.
Yeah.
20. You know what I'm saying? 20 years, I just feel like this is who I am. This is what I am. And shout out to everybody who lives their truth. And because our truth does fluctuate and we evolve. But that is just something that was a part of my psyche due to not being aware of who I really was wholly and solely. I'm talking about 360. That could have been my truth, but that was part of my truth.
And let's just go ahead, since we're, even though we're gonna probably hop around into different topics, throughout this amazing hour that we're having. Talk a little bit about your perspective when it comes to gender identity. And because I know that there are so many people out there who struggle in that way. They are depressed, they're down, they're out because they feel like they are this person that they can't actually be in public, or they can't be with their family, they can't be with their friends, even though they feel this type of certain way.
They can't be with
and
themselves.
they can't be with themselves. And in your particular experience, it's like you said, it was like a 360 type of thing where you are, raised by your parents as a girl for all, intents and purposes. And then, you have this 20 years of your life where you're like, no, I am masculine centered. I call me him. And he. And then you blossom into this amazing goddess. You know what I'm saying? And so tell us just a little bit about what that process looked like for you, and how did you come to, whatever it may be for people who are out there who are going through that, how did you come to just accept, all of who you are?
Ooh, man.
Now
I have a question. Is
now.
this music gonna be playing during the thing? Because I'm sitting over here just doing
Okay.
this, and I just want to be all up doing like this. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with her? She's just dancing.
Yeah, it's a
and
vibe.
shit.
It's a vibe.
Okay.
We will have a caption that says she's only hearing the music. We don't hear it.
Y'all. We're going to
Can't
put a
stand
censor
that
on her.
fast.
We're going to blur her out in the interview. So, yes, that identity. And speaking on others, right? My heart goes out to my sisters and my brothers who identify as something that doesn't really reflect who they feel like they are. You know what I'm saying? Within their body, their physical.
Indeed.
And then my story is not their story. So I want to do this disclaimer that I'm only speaking from my own personal, spiritual, and ancestral journey, right? So as me, as a dual being or a infinite being that doesn't identify as one way or the other, but identify as all, but has tapped into my divine feminine and does now embrace she, her, and hers pronouns, because I understand the divine feminine. Beforehand, I rejected it for a lot of reasons. I was trying to protect it from some things that I have experienced. And so I believe that dictated not trauma by itself. I just believe that ancestrally, I have lived my lives, and so many different lives I can relate and resonate with those lives. So therefore, I was displaying that energy that I was in previous lives, and I live in so many different portals. But as I grew more into my sober journey, when I grew in that sober journey, I started embracing all parts of me, and that divine feminine showed me that, hey, this is your nurture. This is that bag that gives you intuition from your womb space. Embrace that motherfucker. Don't cut it. Don't dismember yourself. Remember yourself. And that was hard for me because I'm like, I'm getting these titties cut off. I'm cutting out these insides.
Yeah.
And Spirit was like, no, you're not, because we have an ancestor that needs to come through the portal, through the womb. And I didn't realize that. And I'm like, I broke down after sobriety, after 3 years of sobriety, reaching 4 years of sobriety. It was like, whoa, in Mexico, I healed myself. In Mexico, I healed myself. Y'all, I went over to Mexico as somebody's damn, woo. I went over to Mexico as a masculine bag, right?
A whole nigga.
I mean, I won't gonna say it.
I was a whole nigga. Then I felt like that was my journey. That's what it was gonna be. But when I went over there and started getting closer to the equatorial power, the sun and the moon, working within that raw energy and that lunar energy, y'all, I started experiencing God on a whole nother level, and I couldn't deny it. I couldn't deny the presence of God, and my ancestors' voice was more clearer because I was out the construct of all this stuff in America that a lot of people were still in those portals during a pandemic. Yes, pandemic. People were dealing with and suffering. And I just had an opportunity. So I went over in Mexico and I showed up and I showed out. Because who would have, I don't know what other opportunity I would have gotten to really be that close to God. So I didn't hold back. I lifted my hands up, butt ass naked on my patio, and I just lifted my hands up. I sprayed oils and shit on my hand, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just used plant medicine to feel great, or to pour that shit in my hand and breathe this stuff in. When I tell you, y'all, God was speaking to me, and God was like, don't dismember yourself, remember yourself. And I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, well, damn, I don't even know who I am. And I started from scratch. I got on my patio and I stayed naked for 12 days straight and deprived my body of foods, which had become another vice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why them titties was plump and that body was big, you know what I'm saying? But when I really dove into more plants, this is the frame that I was left with. When I dug up all that energy and those seeds that was planted inside of me, those thoughts and those ideas of myself, and really stripped down the spirit, I'm talking about getting naked, I was able to experience God in the flesh, within myself, in the divine feminine, where my womb space started speaking to me. It started speaking to me and telling me shit, and nobody outside of myself mattered. I still had to get rid of and, get out of these codependencies for love outside of myself. But I found that shit in Mexico, y'all. I found love in Mexico.
So I got a question, a couple questions. Something you said earlier was you were protecting yourself.
I was.
Almost like protecting yourself from yourself.
From myself, from the world.
So did Mexico help you in the protection stage? Did you find out what you were protecting yourself from? Did you find out, hey, do you feel safe now in the place that you are in? So that would be my first question. What were you protecting yourself from? What that masculine energy was protecting you from? What?
I was possessed.
Possessed with what?
Energy that wasn't high. That wouldn't let me get to my higher self.
Okay.
And I also was protecting myself from outside forces that I feel like this femininity, if I let it shine, this motherfucking femininity that I'm in, this motherfucker reigns supreme. You feel me? It's powerful. It's the intuition that a lot of people wish they had, but they ain't willing to go through those portals and do that shadow work to get to this place where you can hear, see, and feel every motherfucking thing.
Yes.
That's the shit that energy wanted to keep me away from, but it was holding me back. But I was also trying to pull myself out. I felt like I was protecting myself from masculine beings that had penises as well. Because some things that happened, I didn't really know how much. Even though I was like, I'm healed, I'm cool. I send love to that individual that did that thing, or that individual that did that thing. But at the end of the day, I just didn't trust in the masculine being that had a penis between his legs to protect me, or even the feminine. You feel me? I didn't trust in my own divine feminine because it didn't get a chance to really grow and flourish because it had been distorted. So it was just like I was just not trusting in myself, trusting in anything, trusting in anyone. So I couldn't develop real meaningful relationships around me because I never trusted. I was in paranoia all the time.
You didn't trust yourself, so how could you lend that trust to somebody else?
If y'all or I can't trust the divine feminine, you might as well just throw in the towel because life ain't gonna be safe. The divine feminine is protection. It is. Y'all can put that on the masculine. The masculine protect, now the divine feminine to protect before anything any danger even come to you, because it can foresee. Intuition is in our womb space, y'all. Y'all better give it up for the divine feminine.
Church.
It is protection.
I guess that's why they say Mama Bear.
Mama Bear.
Hold on. I got more questions. I got more questions.
I say.
So, your journey in Mexico, you said you stripped yourself naked. You didn't eat for 12 days. In some cultures, that's fasting. Did you consider it a fast? Did it? What were some of the things that you felt like you were purging in these 12 days that you could actually feel the change as you was going through it? So fast.
I did eat. I ate watermelon and I ate raw and I drank water.
Okay.
I drank hella water. So when I say eat, I wasn't eating any cooked food during that time. And I went through like a whole death or whatever, but I was purging myself of energy. I was possessed once again. And once we allow God, when we really take time out to fast, as a lot of cultures would say, or detox, or deprive our bodies, what we experience is the nothingness. And when you get hungry, you're really not hungry, you're thirsty. And when you're thirsty, you're really not thirsty, you're dehydrated, right? So you just need to let, like Psalms 1 and 3 say, he should be like a tree grown by the rivers of water that leaves does not wither and brings forth fruit in due season. There were some areas of my life where my leaves were withering and I wasn't bringing forth fruit. And there were seasons coming by, seasons changing, and there were certain things that ancestors and God was like, it's time.
You didn't have the living water.
I didn't have the living water. But once I stripped down and stopped, when I wasn't having sex, when I wasn't dealing with people, when I wasn't listening to nobody but that inner voice and that womb space, when it turned, I knew what was going on. And I had to face those things. And what is that? What am I dealing with? So that's what I was purging out of me. Energies of other lovers, energies of and thoughts of people, energies of experiences and traumas and dramas. Like I said, in 12 days, I didn't do it all in those days, but those 12 days where I was like, you know what? Now I ain't gonna put on no motherfucking clothes. I'm just gonna put on a panty and a bra. And people like, you're in Mexico naked, and I am.
I seen you.
I can't wait to come. I love being naked. I can't wait.
I seen you, and I was like,
I can't wait.
Listen. When you love someone, no, seriously, because I love you, I get to experience so many different aspects of what life are in just one person. And like you said, that you don't have a problem with dying. And when I say dying, that means you're like, this no longer suits me. This no longer fits me.
That's a beautiful
thing. We need to shed that. And a lot of us can't do that. So when I do see you, I might be confused, but I be like, yep. I'll get a new page. I'll get a new Facebook page. Like she will shed everything.
I will delete your ass and get a new page.
I said to say, so I was like, she or something like that. She's like, oh, she now, huh? Oh, she's a she now, huh?
I can't stand Says.
Listen. But I have always, if nothing more,
not the disdain. Oh, it's just a she now.
Because I'm just trying to figure out how to respect you.
I got you.
How to, because I had a experience with that when I was in LA before I got there. One of the people there, they said, what are your pronouns? My old school dyke. Y'all know that. Old school dyke with it, okay?
Not the carpet muncher.
I prefer hardwood floors. Y'all know that. I don't like hair in my food. But shit, they asked me what pronouns. That's a new question, right? I get asked that at my job, like, what pronouns? I'm like,
Says be over.
I be like, nigga, I'm a girl. and like all the bass I got in my voice, nigga, I'm a girl. So they confused, and then what?
Damon, I'm a lady, huh?
Right, and then they be like, well, I am they them now, and I'm like, okay. It's not that I don't want to respect you, but you fucking up my grammar right now. So you have spilled that on my sneakers. Yeah. But you have taught us so many different things because we love you, we walk into acceptance.
Yes.
And I think you teach us acceptance without having to completely understand it. It's a lot of times it's not my walk to understand it for you.
I say.
All I gotta do is be like, that's still my
respectful. Nigga. Right. I still love that person. No matter
I gotta wipe
what.
off my sneakers.
Not with the periwinkle.
With the periwinkle, because I would rather this be messed up than these. But
let's take a quick pause on some of our deep talk, and we're gonna hop back into some of it because we still have more things to talk about around detox and sobriety and things like that. So first, we always like to. We're probably not gonna talk about what we're drinking because we're not getting paid from that yet, but we will be soon, and then we'll talk more about it. Shout out to the liquor.
Tea.
I'm drinking red water.
Fruit punch.
And so then what had happened was, so now we're going to come to a point where we talk about some of the entrepreneur Negro shit.
Yeah, okay? but we got to talk about this entrepreneur Negro.
This is what I'm saying.
I mean, y'all see the soaps? Do we got the soaps?
Can we get some close-ups? So before we do that, I don't know if, are you wearing anybody today? Anybody
Nike?
Special? Okay, we ain't talking about them. So let me talk about the support that I'm showing tonight. So this shirt, you will see PVO, positive vibes only.
Come on, Kobe
Some
Savage.
of you know him, Kobe Savage, amazing individual. He's a hip hop artist. He, he's very prolific. Kind of went from like street to more or less gospel, but you can't tell that what he's rapping is actual gospel. It's just him being real and him praising God. That's what he does, and I respect him for his beliefs and what he does, and for his brand, Positive Vibes Only. It's amazing. Make sure you go check him out, Kobe Savage. The pants are, PVO as well. All of that. Like he has a whole line, summer gear, winter gear. I love, we love supporting Black-owned businesses. It's one of the things that we do. So big shout out to Kobe Savage, Positive Vibes Only, PVO. Shout out to Villa Kula, who is also part of that crew.
Nice.
We love them, Cam and all the crew. And so, since we're talking about pro Negroes, we are going to talk to Imoon a little bit because Imoon is into all types of business ventures, as she mentioned. And one of them is her natural products. So soaps, oils, essential oils. So Imoon, take it away. Talk a little bit about what all you have your hands in. And then as you get into it, I'll give my testimony because I swear by it.
Well, y'all, as she said, vegan bars. As in Mexico, we say vegano. Vegano. I know. So we started out with the black bar. Started out with the black bar. This was my first bar, y'all.
And this is my favorite. This is the one that I absolutely have to have.
So this is all natural, right? And this one would be the only bar that isn't deemed vegan because it has honey in it. But it works good for eczema, psoriasis, body acne, face acne. Get all those black blotches and spots off your face and your body. And so we started out with this in 2018, but I didn't launch it like on an online site until 2020. But it's sold out, y'all, more than any bar, and it's done wonders.
And still stays sold out. Okay, so this is the soap that I use, and it is literally the only soap that I have used in the last however many years since you came out with it that has cleared my skin. So I have like the body acne and stuff like that going on. My daughter uses it on her face. It is literally, I swear by it. It is amazing. It smells great. It does what it is supposed to do. I promise you. I have to have it. I have always ordered and I keep ordering. And when they're out of it, look, when they're out of it, I'll be so pressed. Like I'll be super pressed.
You ain't say press. You said you just lay on the floor and die.
I'll be upset. And it be my fault because I try to order 5 to 10 bars at a time. And then when me and my daughter use it, so when we're out, I don't be happy about it. But
that's the
whatever.
problem.
You know,
she gotta get
I have to stay on top of it. So anyway, highly recommend the charcoal bar. But okay, please
can I see the
go
other
ahead.
ones too?
You can.
There are others.
So this is the shave bar. We'll get into that one, but you can.
No. Explain it, and
okay,
then I
Well,
sniff
I'll
it.
talk about this one first. So this is our CBD bar that I have not launched online yet. I give it to people to see how they experience it, to see what their testimony is. So yes, this is Keisha's. I've been having that in the portal for about a year, over a year. But like I said, I wanted to make sure that we did our due diligence to make sure that we could provide this product. So yes, everybody can't be selling all the CBD shit, right? So this is the shave bar. So for those who, and forgive all the stuff on, this is our display bars, y'all. These bars went through some shit. But as far as the shave bar, this is very essential for those who shave your body, your face, because our skin is the biggest organ. So when you put razors on your face or any part of your body, it opens up those pores. And when you open those pores up, whatever you put on your skin is going to go inside. If it's all natural, then that means that it's not going to get in the way of your cells being able to regenerate themselves, and also your immune system, right? It's not going to affect that. So those who are putting other things that have chemicals in it, please be mindful and careful that this is your biggest organ and that anything that you put on it is going to either assist or affect you.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So shave bar. It smells really good. This is one of my top 5. One of the top 5, I think it's number 4, Dead Sea Mud. And it has eucalyptus. Dead Sea Mud. Okay. I call it Dead Sea Mud. It has lemongrass and eucalyptus in it. So it's also it has the same ingredients just about as the charcoal bar. Does the same, has the same features to it. I guess you could say affects your body, and you can use it on any parts, right? You know what I'm saying? You can use it for ladies. You can use it on any parts, as well as a activated charcoal bar, which is also good to whiten up spots on your face or whatever. This is not a whitener, but it helps whiten up those places. Like I said, those dark splotches and blotches or whatever. This is the same thing. This is one of our first exfoliating bars. It's called Obi Lime. Obi means coconut in Yoruba, and lime. So this is a little bit of exfoliation, not too much. It's really mild, cause I guess compared to our other exfoliating bars, but it's very gentle on your face. So you can just use the bar and go in or whatever. Coconut is in all of our products because it gives that moisturizing. That's where we're talking about natural moisturizing, like tons and tons of coconut, y'all. Tons and tons of coconut.
Use coconut oil, so I feel that.
So it's jojoba beads inside of that. Gentle, gentle, gentle. I brought this one too. And I also brought peppermint so I can explain it a little bit. This one is a boost of energy, y'all. Peppermint. Don't use it on your face. Don't use it on your face and don't use it on your parts because you don't get that breeze that you may not be can adjust to.
So it's gonna
your
set
eyes
you
are gonna be
on
like,
fire.
oh shit. Peppermint
I'm burn your
does.
coochie.
Yeah, okay. Asshole. I'm
Hey,
talking
ass
about.
up.
I've done it before, and
See,
I almost died. I thought I was
You're gonna die. Not to die. Okay. But yes, peppermint is really good. Like I'm talking about when you've had that long day and you come in, it's a boost of energy, of course, to give you, that moment of getting the last parts of your night, getting through. Because after you take a bath and take a shower, it's kind of like, oh, my day is up. But if you still got some last minute things to do before you go to bed, use this peppermint bar. Take a shower with it, take a bath with it, and it'll smooth you, cool you off, but also put you on fire a little bit, give you that energy. And I use peppermint. I'll get to those other. Matter of fact, I'll get to the patchouli. A lot of the older community love patchouli. Old folks love some damn patchouli. My mom would be like, I want the patchouli bar. I'm like, yes, you would. Of course. You would like the patchouli. People's grandfathers and grandmothers, they choose this bar. So I just recognize this is for the seasoned community. My seasoned people and tribe loves this patchouli bar. So it has rose clay, y'all. Yeah, it has the essential oils in it. Everything that we put in here is pretty much like distilled water for one. And I'm just gonna read through some of these products or whatever. Coconut oil. I'll just get back to the coconut oil because there's so many different ingredients in here that y'all gonna be like, what's that? And I don't even want to try to explain all those things. But all of them have the same products in it, just a few essential oils that it makes the scent or it makes the color be what it is when we add those different colors to it. So this is Wakami Seaweed. So this one you can't get rid of. You can't get rid of this bar when you get it. Like I promise you, it's one of the, like when you get it, you'll always get it if you shop all these, because this is with energy. This is the only bar that we have in dedication to the Orisha Ogun, which clears, I'm talking about knock some pathways down for you, right? I use this for energetic purposes. When I'm getting on the road, I'm using this. When I'm making decisions, I'm using this. When I need to clear some energy from myself, cut some cords with some energies from myself, I'm using this. I'm using this because we don't take enough intentional baths, y'all. We don't take spiritual baths or spiritual showers. Meaning we just get in there and we get the job done and we get up out of there. I'm talking about use your affirmations when you cleansing your body. Sometimes we may not feel like even taking a bath or a shower. How many of y'all have been depressed or in that space where you're like, I don't even want to take a bath today. I don't even want to drink water. I don't want to get up out the bed. I don't want to eat. But when you got these essential oils and these things and it's aromatherapy, I promise you, I don't even know which camera I'm supposed to be looking at. But when you have these essential oils,
just look at all of them.
all of them. Okay, all of yous. So when you have these essential oils and these aromatherapies in your grabs, I promise you, if you use your affirmations while you're taking a cleanse, taking a bath, or taking a shower, you'll feel better when you get out that thing. Because energy is real, y'all.
Yeah.
Energy is real. And alchemy and law of attraction is, hey, if I woke up today and I said, you know what, today a bad day, it's going to be a bad motherfucking day.
Correct.
Facts.
That's
you know
true.
what? I feel like shit. Today gonna be a bad day. But if you say, you
Yeah.
know what, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, but I'm still gonna make this motherfucker twerk for me
Okay,
and
so
work for me.
Today is gonna be an
so
amazing
can
day.
I listen to Millie Jackson's "Fuck You" in the shower while using the soap?
Yes, you can. Matter of fact, use it with the black bar.
Okay,
'Cause
so
it's
that's
knocking-
still an affirmation.
It's still an affirmation.
Facts.
It's still an affirmation.
I'm just making sure that "fuck you" is an affirmation because
It
I
is.
say it a lot.
But see, you gotta put that fuck you directed to the right thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you
To my job.
what is that? Okay, see, if you don't want the job, then of course.
No, I want the job. I
Well,
just
then
want
you
to
don't
say.
want to say fuck you. You may
Not
want to
even
say
to the
bless
customers?
you. Not to, especially not to the customers.
Shit.
You gotta. I bless these customers.
Well, I gotta rub on my titty when I say that though. Like, I'm
Okay, but
confused.
that bless sound like the Texas bless your heart. We know
bless
what
that
that really
baby.
means.
Really,
Right.
it's
We know what
salty.
that really means.
It can, but you gotta push your way
It's
through
the
it until
energy.
you
though.
believe it.
It's the tone. And
Yeah,
the energy.
sometimes, see, I told myself
Okay.
I was beautiful for the first time in the mirror last year, and I believed that shit.
Yes.
Right? So,
How
but
did how did that feel for you?
I cried.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Because I felt like I was beautiful and I believed that shit.
Yeah.
And then it was me saying it. It wasn't somebody saying, hey, you fine and you sexy.
I
That's
think
so
you
low.
and I talked about that, and it just blessed
Yeah.
my whole world.
Y'all, I said I was pretty in the mirror for the first time.
I'm gonna whisper it in your ear later.
Thank you. See, that's that queer shit. See what I'm saying? That shit was talking about. We ain't doing the gays. Not in this interview.
We gotta do the gays. We gotta do
Not
the
in
gays.
this
I keep
interview.
telling y'all I'm the resident lesbian.
She the liaison, y'all,
Yeah.
from the motherfucking straight world into the gay world for these people.
So tell me, how did you even get into, you know what, I'm gonna make a soap?
Oh.
So what happened with that? Was it out of necessity? Was it because you couldn't, because you know these people don't know shit about our skin? Was it because you wanted to create something to give back to your people? What was the cause, the root cause?
So right before I met y'all, when we was doing our shows and music and stuff like that, you know, I went to massage therapy school, and well, all y'all know actually. So I went to massage therapy school, and in that course, we took aromatherapy, and then I furthered my knowledge on that, and I kind of like flat out, you know, ran out that world, and I remembered something activated within me and said, you know, do that, mix this up, mix that up, and I started messing around with chemistry and stuff like that and researching, and then I met a mentor. They said, yeah, you know, I can help you with this and I can help you with that. And I'm like, oh, girl, what? So what I was doing, the bars was looking like this. No shade. But my bars was looking like this, y'all. They was just like square and no.
They was hotel bars.
They were hotel bars. They had no charisma. But
That's
as
cool.
you can see, I didn't mean to disrespect
Those
you,
are
baby.
pretty.
Okay, so with this, you can see it has some aesthetics to it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It has a charm and some charisma. But before all of this came into fruition, my mentor was like, I can help you do these things. And she taught me so much, and I studied so I can get to where I was, starting from this bar to now having over 30 bars, y'all. But,
In 12 different establishments.
and well,
Including Mexico.
Including Mexico, yeah. So we're international. We're in the United States, and we're in Mexico, and we're also wholesaling and bringing other people bars alive. But as far as getting into it, I just started messing with aromatherapy, and it was like smelling that stuff. It just sparked this interest. Like, I felt good.
Yeah.
I felt great after smelling these scents, and I'm like, oh shit, I remember. But I really thought that I was doing something. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm making soaps. It's me. Man, my mom was like, you know, your Medea used to make soaps. I'm like, no. And I spent a lot of time on my Medea.
Thought it was just you.
Thought it was just me. My ancestor was all hands all in this.
I love that.
This came from my Medea sparking the interest in Ogun. We'll get into that some other time, like as far as what this Orisha is. But that's my grandfather, who 8/8 is his birthday. That's the day that I went sober on 2017.
Wow.
Dedicated that. You got to have a why. Y'all have to have a why.
Yeah.
If you don't have a why in your life, you're not going to keep a strong, you know, foundation in moving to your higher self and on your journey.
Right.
But yeah, Mama Dear, that's how I got into that. But ultimately, aromatherapy and I knew how that made me feel. And I'm like, shit, everybody need this.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to get this to the world. And my mentor helped me with the chemistry of it all, how to make the ratios what they needed to be. And yeah.
Oh, you a whole
That's
chemist.
Yeah, well, you know,
A whole
you know
chemist
what I'm
up
saying?
in here.
A magician.
Exactly. I'm gonna say a magician. Yeah.
I like it.
and the candles, which this one, this is the goddess. No, this is a triple express, which you can have your coffee in a bar in the morning, in your shower at night, or you can have it inside of your candle. Which I'm talking about this right here. Say, smell that, wake you up, because you came in here like a little sleep or something.
First of all,
Your ass was asleep or something.
I've been up since 6 a.m. What's in here?
Let me smell it.
It's triple, so it's vanilla. And you can smell that vanilla.
I could smell the vanilla.
Yeah.
I like that.
And coffee.
I hate
You
this
know,
one
I
is
usually
already
don't like
burnt
my
out.
coffee
Candle
in a
wax
candle.
is soy,
I need a new one.
and coconut oil is in that.
Alright.
So yeah,
That is
these
lovely.
are ancestor candles. They're Jewel Bell. My grandmother's middle name is Bell, and my grandmother's son, which is my grandfather, is named Jewel with 2 L's. So Jewel Bell candles are in reverence to my ancestors
I love that.
for bringing me on this journey. Ogun and Miss Lila Bell. Yeah, that's how I got here, y'all. They assisted me. They walked me through this thing, and when people were losing, their jobs, when the pandemic hit, it was very detrimental to a lot of people's well-being. But I had these bars just sitting in a chamber because I didn't really believe in the power of my Ashe enough to really launch the website. But Spirit had something in store for me when the pandemic hit. These bars took off because everybody wanted something natural.
Yeah.
And I was able to assist my community. You know, sometimes you may feel like or believe like I'm in the background or I'm not making it. I'm not moving, but sometimes Spirit is like, I got you in the chamber. Hold up. You that one last bullet in the chamber.
Just wait.
You feel me? I'm going to blast that thing off. And when Spirit blasted it off, it was during the pandemic, and I was able to give my community what it needed. And I wouldn't believe in these bars like I do if it wasn't for the testimonies of my people like my sister and other people saying, you know what, that cured that you know, my body acne is gone, or I had this in my face, or I used that oil on my hair and it grew my shit. And I'm like, I thought it was just nourishing oil, but it grew people's
that oil is the truth.
patches in their hair that came out, right? So
where are you putting the oil? Why is it doing too much for you?
Because you know how I cut my sides, and you know I cut my own hair, right? Which I probably shouldn't, but I do. But I have to cut it fucking often.
Oh, I thought you was putting the oil somewhere else. My bad. So what you're saying, you
say, sir,
doing this right here, and then you trying to figure out why your hair grew back. You
it
did that on
back
Tuesday,
way too fast,
and on Thursday you need to.
Way too fast, but which is a good thing for people who are trying to grow their hair
or your beard.
I highly recommend it.
Yeah, your hair or your beard, it really works wonders. My cousin sent me pictures. She hadn't invested in it yet. My auntie had 2 bottles, and the last one that she had, my cousin went and stole it out of her bathroom, and she used it because she had got some African braids done, and it actually was strenuous on her roots to her edges. And she took pictures of the before. A month later, she sent me the before and after pictures. And I was like, girl, she was like, look what your oils did. And I was like, oh, shit. And at that time, I did not know that it did that. I mean, like, wherever hair follicles are, it's going to replenish. It has kukui nut in it. It's from Hawaii. And it has like 12 other essential oils in it. A lot of people just put together maybe 2 or 3 oils in that. No shade if that's what they can afford to bring their visions alive. But I've been blessed enough at this point to put this amount of ingredients in it, different ingredients to replenish the skin for those who have hard water, and to also replenish hair growth, replenish your hair where it's been broke off. And, you know, like I said, wherever you have hair follicles, you can definitely get some hair growth. Everybody's not the same. It does depend on your DNA. If it's like your time is up, your time is up. So don't come to me telling my ancestors, oh, I didn't grow my hair back. Let's check in with your ancestors and see what that DNA.
You could just be bald. So stop putting that shit on your edges. You lost them back in 92 with the micro braids. Let it go.
Let it go. So we have this one, orange patchouli, and we also have lavender, but this is our bestseller. You know, lavender rose came first, which rose is the highest vibrational oil.
So which is the one that I have?
You have orange patchouli.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. It's a hit. It's a hit. I didn't know how it came last, but I'm like, say the best for last. And I haven't made any other blends because I feel like, hey, these are I can't stand it. Right. This is the one. And so I don't want to bring a lesser value of a product. I just have to do what I need to do to get the chemistry together so that something can be even better than that. So we have like 36 bars at this moment, 24 on the website, which we are revamping the website. We have 6 Ancestor Candles. Okay. We have 2 oils, and we're bringing some other products out that has been in the chamber, like I said, for about a year or so. We just like to make sure that people are utilizing these products first before we throw them out there to you. So
Miss Moon, what's the website though?
The website is ancestralterrestrial.com. So that's www.ancestral. There we go. www.ancestral.com.
Don't y'all worry about it. It's gonna be right there. It's gonna be right there.
Caution is gonna put that shit in there.
Because I ain't even gonna lie. I got 2 degrees and I ain't gonna try to spell it tonight.
And y'all can call us and get any kind of answers that you need off these oils at 1-800-PORTAL-POPPIN'. I'm just playing. Really, it's a lie.
Wait a minute. Why y'all got a portal
pop?
That sounded like portal popping on a handstand. Like, what's going on? Like,
ancestors out here.
It sounded like a twerk.
Why is my ancestors out here on there?
They twerking.
Just like, get your shit
I
together.
do want to talk, before we get out of here tonight. I'm not sure how much time we're into this thing, but I want to talk a little bit about another side of you, which you have brought up here and there, how we all met, which was on a whole music tip. And this is something that you are still doing. You still put out music periodically, not enough, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey.
But you do put it
I'm
out.
trying to J Electronica, y'all niggas.
We sick of you.
My goodness. So seriously, tell us a little bit about musically, especially these days, because we talked a little bit off camera about how, especially, kind of coming from that very male-centered or masculine-centered energy into this feminine energy, and how your music has shifted and changed over the years because of that. So talk a little bit about what is inspiring you now musically.
Ooh, what's inspiring me? My vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? Not being ashamed of the vulnerability. I believe in the masculine bag. It was more about, hey, I'm about to spit. You know what I'm saying? And I knew I could lyrically, devour the beat. So it was more about the lyrical capacity that I had, along with some politics, because I was in the politics. That was my bag. But now, as I've embraced more of this divine energy of the feminine, I'm more vulnerable in my music. I talk about what's really happening in my life, and not so much as what's going on around the world, and how I really feel, and letting people in. I'm not afraid to let people into my music right now. So yeah, in Mexico, I've been more open with that, and also creating music and songs that other people can relate to, because vulnerability is actually what connects people to your music. Anybody can have the lyrical capacity to devour a beat, right, and put together some terms, some synonyms, and some ads, and ad libs and all that greatness. But what connects me to artists like the Tupacs, and you know what I'm saying? Those were people
the Mocha
who
Soul
really,
Flies.
the Mocha Soul Flies. Let's really get into that, because I've been
Alsace
going through
the Alsace Carcions.
Alsace Carcions.
You know
right?
what I'm saying? Just land themselves on the line is what it is.
Yeah. You speaking
That's what
about
you do.
that vulnerability though, that's huge. And I for me, it didn't have anything to do with masculine or femininity. It just had to do with, well,
The raw emotion.
I got placed there. I ain't had no choice. And sometimes music doesn't, you can fight it. It's kind of like trying to fight when it's time for you to move on with another life or another moment or go to that next portal. That vulnerability was there, and I was surrounded by it. I was like, so y'all just not gonna,
no choice.
Y'all just gonna make me write 60 fucking songs about sadness.
Yeah.
And if you don't succumb to it, and I think succumb is the wrong word. If you don't surrender to it, you don't give yourself the next level in the music. And I was able to see that through some of the clips that you post in Mexico, when you're just freestyling. That vulnerability has given you a freedom and there's fun in your music again. It is also, as I watch the videos and the clips of you being in those circles, those close corners with those people where it looks like it's just a coffee shop, and just their attention on you is just so just insightful and so
powerful.
Thank you, sis.
Ooh, shout out to my tribe in Mexico, y'all. I can't leave this space in this place without talking about them beautiful ass ancient beings in Mexico.
Yeah.
Y'all, they embraced everything that I was, and me being able to be around that level of newness and those type of people who did embrace this being that they didn't even know had this previous life, it was healing, because that's not something I could have did in Texas. And I could have, but it wouldn't have been that simple to really feel as free as I did. And what motherfuckers didn't even know who I was, right?
Yeah.
They just embraced this energy that was built off a scratch canvas. God just broke all of it down and started from spirit, not an identity of person. I wasn't a rapper or a singer or a poet or a detox therapist, but I was doing that there. But I wasn't anything but what they saw being built, and that was what I needed.
I got another question for you.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies on the face of this planet is Chocolate. Shut up for everybody who know what that is. All right, and what? Really, nigga? So, Chocolate is about, if you've never seen the movie, it's long as shit, but it's a really, like, peaceful movie. And it's about this lady who, basically, when the wind blows, her and her daughter go. Simple as that. And that's what they've been doing.
Blow with the wind.
Right. The wind blows outside, and then it's like, well, this was nice. So is it something, because you've moved different places?
That's
do
a
you
great
feel
question.
Like, do you
Y'all
feel
play
like
all
Isn't that a
day.
great question?
Y'all play all day.
was it the water? like
That is a great
Did
The
question
shade.
for you.
like did you hit a chicken spot and you was like, nigga,
The
this ain't
shade.
season right?
Sake's got the shade.
I'm
like,
sick of
no,
it.
and it's not even shade. It's like, really,
Beautiful shade.
what is it that,
It's an amazing
like,
question.
when do you know, all right, it's time for me to move on, it's time for me to experience something new, or it's time for me to go back to something I've already been
Before
to?
we left the house, I just have to tell you just how the energy and the universe works, right? Before we left the house earlier today, Moon was like, yeah, I just had to hop from that portal is closing. And now I'm hopping into this portal. And so this question is actually quite perfect.
It is done, is listo, as we would say in Mexico, which means finished. Listo. So yeah, y'all, I've moved, and in the decade plus that I've known my sisters, I have stayed in like 9 locations, really. 9 locations in different states, and now in different countries. And I don't know, y'all. It's just this feeling I get in my gut where it's done. And I sometimes don't even make an announcement. I just leave and I be like, Keisha, I'm down here in Atlanta.
It's never.
She like, bitch, what?
It's never sometimes. It's all the time.
Come
this
on,
nigga don't
say.
never make an announcement. This nigga just be like, yeah, I've been in Africa for the last 6 months. Y'all didn't notice? Oh, my bad.
Right, and I do that, and some people I just assume that they saw Facebook, or like, I put a caption. I will put the location, like I'm in Playa del Carmen, like Moon tag Playa del Carmen in the post.
Like, where the fuck is this?
Y'all.
But what is it? What is that feeling? What is that like? Like, if I'm gonna be petty, is it gas? Like, what is it when you feel like,
Dreams.
all right?
It be the dream.
Okay.
It be the dream. And now, not only is it the dreams, but it's also my Baba. And being in the direction of my Baba, I asked him, I seek counsel from Baba, and like, Baba, what is the ancestors talking? Let's see what the Orisha is talking about. I tap in with my spiritual guide, which is my spiritual dad. At this point, Mexico was not a thing until I knew that my ancestors was really with it and behind me, because I'm not going no motherfucking place that my ancestors is not willing to protect me, right? They're going to be with me in every step of the way, but if they are okay with this step, then I know that it's going to be very prosperous, or it's just going to have a whole lot of lessons that I didn't have to learn if I would have positioned myself divinely, y'all. So divine positioning is important, but those times when I didn't tell anybody is because I know that I would have been deterred. My mom would be like, where you at? You need some money? Why, yes. Western
Why you
Union
doing
me.
that? Why
I
you
don't.
doing that?
As a matter of fact, I don't have an ID now, so I need you to put a password on it. I lost my wallet on Greyhound.
Oh my gosh.
Why do you?
You need some money.
In real
Put a
life.
password
Girl, you know
on
I
it.
need
In
some
real
money.
life.
Oh, great.
I ain't worked.
You not old enough to even understand what just happened here.
Yeah.
A password on
Greyhound.
Greyhound. Nigga, you aged yourself right then and there.
I did. I will be 39.
People still using Greyhound.
They still using Greyhound, and they are still putting passwords on MoneyGram if you don't have an ID. But yes, my mother, do you need some money?
Just
Yes,
in case
Mom,
y'all
I
needed
need
to
some
know.
money. Matter of fact, I need about $100 to put on these shirts because I'm gonna sell some shirts.
But that's another
That's what
great,
you do, though.
That's
but
what I
hold
do.
on, that's another great question, because how has this journey been a healer or a healing experience for your parents and yourself as they had to walk through? Because
These
keep in mind,
changes with you.
your parents have walked through all the same lives that you done murdered,
You know.
had to die, had to move
Birth,
on, and
grown.
a lot of
Yeah.
times, parents are like, I don't know what the fuck my child doing, but okay. So how has that been?
That's a good question.
Yeah, well, I'm the same child at 4 because I was speaking, walking earlier, whatever. Pretty much, as my mother said, that was a genius. I'm the same person that said at 4, I'm going to be a veterinarian, a zoologist, and move to Africa. This is the 4-year-old that I was. So my mother has walked through these places. Matter of fact, I felt like she was quite disrespectful to my gender pronouns when I had one because she was saying them and they way before it was even a thing. And I'm like, she just don't want to call me he. She gonna say every fucking thing, them and they. I don't like that. You just... Yeah, calling me a fucking them. I'm like, what is a them? And my mom was like,
That's your ass.
Right. People ask my mom at her job because I used to go. My mom was a nurse, and I would just pop up on her job because I used to want to go and get food because the cafeteria had like good food before I was plant based, right? And so she would like let me get her little card and go. They were like, is that your son? She was like, that's my child. They're an artist.
Hold on.
When you said good
Hospital.
cafeteria food.
Cafeteria food.
Wait, I wish you could see.
I don't want to see Say's face because the shade.
Because you know,
face.
listen, hold on. You
That
know,
face is great.
y'all know that I done been through a lot of hospital foods, nigga.
Yes, you
And it
have.
ain't never, that cube steak ain't never good.
Nah.
Ever.
Little Rock Children's Hospital got, and I don't know
Okay,
about now, they got some
Children's.
fire fucking
That's
food,
what it was.
y'all.
That's what it is.
Shout out to
The Children's
ACH. Shout out to Arkansas Children's
They
Hospital.
don't give a
face.
fuck about the adults. They like, nigga, take this.
Can we get a hand clap for Arkansas Children's Hospital food?
Hey. So
Okay.
now that you guys, would you say that your relationship today, as the almost 39-year-old woman that you are, is your relationship a beautiful relationship with your mother? Does she understand and respect, or respect and be like,
What does
I
she
don't
have
get
to
it.
say?
What is she saying? Like,
It's a funny thing about my mother. She's like my grandfather. They really don't say much about much until they have to speak about things. They just really experience you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
She's just experiencing me, and then she'll make her comments like, I always knew that you come back into yourself, and that's why I loved you. That's why I loved you as you were, because I knew. I had faith in that. And I prayed for you. I prayed for you every night. I prayed for you every day. And even when I was in the state hospital, my mother came up there every fucking day. Every day, until I said, I don't want you to come up here no more, because I was going through my own battles, and I'm like, seeing you is a problem right now. And even though it hurt my mother, and I saw when she walked out how sad she felt and looked,
yeah.
I felt it, but I needed to make a decision to not be rescued
Ooh.
for once, because I told y'all, do you need me to send you some money?
Yeah.
You had to
Always
rescue
there.
yourself.
I needed to be there for myself, and that's when I started to walk into this sobriety, y'all. Right before that, that was part of my getting back to sobriety, is getting off the titty. Let me be grown.
Get off of it.
We ain't talking about sexual titty.
Damn it.
Face.
So
Not that
damn.
titty.
I have a question though. Like, you are the epitome of strength.
I say.
You have taught yourself to heal yourself,
I say. Ancestral.
protect yourself.
I say.
You have weaned yourself from things both natural, spiritual, energetic that weren't good for you. If you had to sum that up in a sentence to help someone else, what would you say to them? To even take
Begin
that
that
first
journey.
put that first foot and say, I want to do this, because I'm looking at you going, hey, I'm looking at this interview going, I want to do that, but I don't even know where to start. What would you say to them?
If you want better, and you are addicted to a life, or addicted to things or people or thoughts that ain't serving you, take it one urge at a time. When you know that you have an urge to think a negative thought, or that you thought it, catch it. Catch that thought. Write it down. Put it into a place and reread that shit. And how does it feel on the outside? Bringing it back into yourself. It don't feel good, do it. So get that shit about you and let it stay out. When you got things that's going on around you, and environmental things or whatever, I know sometimes you may not have the money, or you may not have the support around you, but I promise the law of attraction is that if you think better about yourself, and you say, even though I don't have the means in my hand, I don't know how the fuck this shit is going to happen, but it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Say it's going to happen. Yes, it's going to happen. There is nothing outside of your grasp. And I know that people are like, well, your mama gave you money. But honey, let me tell you how many times I've rejected money and support from family or people. And when I ask, I will ask because I need it. But sometimes I just want to be independent. Because yes, not everybody's journey and story is that I had those supportive people. You got support. I'm like, but sometimes, y'all, you got to do this with yourself and God. Because we can. So sometimes not having all that support and people coddling you to stay stuck into a place and a space is a blessing.
That's right.
It is a blessing. I've turned down shit. And I'm still to this day moving in my independence. And if I need any kind of support, whether it be, hey, y'all need some soaps, I got shit. Because I manifested from a dark place in a dark space, and you can do that shit too. You can do it. You are capable. And Mom, if you're watching this interview, I know I cussed. I know I cussed a lot. I said damn motherfucker and shit and a lot of things, but to the audience,
few words.
Y'all can do it, man. And y'all can do it, because even sometimes without that support, when people was like, you know what, she ain't gonna do nothing but spend it on drugs. And they didn't want to give it. Or you felt the way that the people didn't want to give it. Hey, somebody around you got some money and to put in your hand for you to get that business started out. Like I said, I took $100 and bought a few shirts, and then I kept flipping and re-upping and re-upping and re-upping, because I came from the street, so I knew how to do something like that.
That hustle.
Yeah, that hustle mentality. Take a few dollars, and sometimes it's like, okay, you know what? I was gonna buy these cigarettes. Put that money back. Take it one urge at a time and keep setting that money aside. And now you got something to start a business. You may just want to go get you a DBA, a doing business ads, and sit the name there and put it on your altar or something, or put it on a mirror and say, I'm gonna manifest a business out of this. You don't never know who want to support you, y'all. I had people come and drop money. Somebody gifted me $200 last year, and they sent it to back to Sobriety. And in the for area, it said Ancestors.
Wow.
For Ancestors. And that's right before I went to Mexico.
It was already
and I am evidence of their investment, that they did that shit on some ancestral. Shout out to Van Michael. Let me just put shout out to Van Michael for he has an organization centered around hope, y'all. That's beautiful. And this is a very close person to me, and I didn't even know that was gonna be a thing like that. That was what was sent to me, even though I already had it. My ancestors, he don't even think he knew that my Baba had already told me that, you know what, that's where the ancestors want you to be. It could have been looking like, well, I followed the wave of energy that I was connected to Mexico, but the ancestors had already saw fit for me to be there, y'all.
Yeah.
So whatever your path is, believe in that. Know that it's not, if you have an idea of it, it's already done. You just have to put act into it. Action will give you activation. Action. You got to act upon it. Faith without works is dead. So you have to believe in it.
We've been talking about this shit for years. And Alsace's been on my motherfucking head. You need to do a podcast about such and such and such. And then the conversation just evolved into, we finna do this. And then boom, we just did it. We stopped talking about it. And we just did it. It was like, caution, this is what we finna do. And caution was like, cool.
Something that I have on one of my whiteboards, and every now and then, I don't think it's on the right whiteboard because I got like 4 of them.
That's important. Write it down.
Yeah, but it's also important for you to see it every day. So it's there, but this should be off in the distance, and I really be watching TV, and I be like, But something I wrote down like 2 years ago, consistency builds and maintains trust.
I like that.
So you have created a path. Everyone in here, from Caution, honing his craft on the camera, behind the mic, being a family man, to yourself being a mother, a businesswoman, entrepreneur Negro.
Yes.
She got like 12 jobs. She a Jamaican. From you being a creative, a hustler with the soaps, back to sobriety, healing people. This is what it is.
They heal themselves.
Oh, well, see.
You're a guide.
Yes,
consistency.
I did heal myself though.
Listen, consistency has built and maintained the trust. And I think that consistency is evident in you, because now you trust yourself so much more. So you're trusting yourself where you're speaking from. You're like the old lady that do the testimony, and we sick of her. Because she always get up here and tell us about the goodness of God. And I'm like, every time I ask God to pay my cable bill, he don't never come through. She don't never do it. But you didn't pay her electric bill and her water bill. Because consistency.
Yes. Faith without works.
You have the faith. I think that's kind of I'll make jokes all day. But at the end of the day, I do see that you're trusting in yourself before you could put your trust in anything else, and that's huge.
It is huge. You inspire me. You know, I tell you this all the time. We have these conversations, and it goes absolutely to what Alsace said. Just seeing you not only talk about the things but do the things, and that is the piece I think that a lot of people tend to miss, and it's something that I am, even myself, as I grow older and wiser, I just understand that I can know all these things, but I am not wise unless I put these things into action.
Right.
That is where wisdom actually kicks in. So, and that's something that you do amazingly well. You have these thoughts and these dreams, and you act upon them, and that is like, that's monumentally important.
That is my addiction. I'll say I'm addicted to it. I have a lot of thoughts. I'm an Aquarius, as my sister's an Aquarius, so I
and
dream
we're
a
in
lot.
this age. Hush. We're in the age of Aquarius.
I say age of information. Y'all need us. Just humble yourself and say it. You need us.
Not all the time.
But yeah, I just those dreams and visions that I have, I'm addicted to putting them out. And when I see it, I can smile because I'm like, oh man, it's happening. It's a thing. Activation is instant, y'all. And so is deactivation. I say activation is instant. So when you put yourself into a realm to be active and others around you that's being active, it's also contagious. So you have to be mindful, as leading back to what she said about consistency. When you're around inconsistent people, then you're going to get those same results in your life. If you're not a leader, you'll become followers of that environment. So get around others. And if there's not others that stay around you and your guides, and be by yourself until you have sourced enough of that consistency to attract that into your life.
Indeed, Ashe.
All right, so I got so many damn questions, but I'm gonna tell you like this: y'all need to hit sis up, get you some soaps.
How can we follow
Get you
you?
some oils, get you some candles, get you some shirts. If you in Mexico, check out her music.
Follow the blogs. Just be inspired. It's just your journey.
She will block you. I will unfollow you if you're full of negativity.
I will.
I feel like I got blocked.
You did not get blocked. And say something about that life. Yeah. So no, y'all can follow me on Instagram at affirm _it _into _existence. Just
affirm
as it sounds.
It into existence with underscores separating
in between each word. And then if you want to do it simpler, just I moon the experience. The moon. So I moon the experience, and that will pull up the same account. Ancestor Terrestrial is also an account where you can find me, and those are the two where you can get my oil, soaps, candles, and other things, or listen to my music. I am in a band as well, The Abnormals. It's just as it sounds, 2 words, and we didn't get into that, but hey, follow us and get our music. We're dropping videos like crazy. We released an album called Evergreen in 2021. Check into it. We have these shirts coming out, Warrior, Fighter, Woman, and this is an Ashe box, and so there are 3 soaps that is inside of this box, along with a soap holder. You know what I'm saying? You need those. It's wooden, and so we are blessed to have recyclable paper. All right, we don't use plastic on our products. We use glass jars for our things. The Ancestor Candles, there's going to be 2 of those in the Ashe box, along with 1 oil. So 3 soaps, 2 candles.
We'll be able to get this on a subscription
basis in March. What you'll do is you'll get March the 1st. You'll get the box flat out, but once you continue to subscribe, there will be no shipping fee for you to get your things inside of a poly bag with our information and stuff like that on it, so that we won't be having to charge so much for your shipping for the box. But you do get that complimentary box for the first time. And also, we're no longer selling 1 bar. We're selling 3 at a time. Reason being because they have gone up with shipping, right? And these times, we need these essentials anyway. So you might as well make that investment so that I won't have to continue to eat the cost of shipping, because shipping costs more than 1 bar. I've made those things affordable for you all, so that we can have these things in our cabinets.
At least 5 at a time. I promise you.
Yeah. And then outside of that, yes, the Cbd Bar will be dropping soon too. So if you need that for calmness and for the cannibal noise that's inside of this product, this bar, you can get that. There's not many more, and that's not many on the market right now that's this affordable. You got to check out the website for that though, so you can see that. So yes, that's where you can find me at. And also, new music is dropping. We got me and Hunter Black History Year is dropping soon, and then me and Alsace hopefully will be
okay.
getting
Because
back
I was
in-
about to say.
yeah, we've done some stuff together off Hunter's album, Mocha Soulflower. I'm gonna say Hunter because that's what Hunter, the one.
I go by all those names.
All
it's
those
fine.
names, but me and Alsace haven't did a song together since 2011.
Whenever that was.
I was 18.
Well, we got some stuff on the way, and that will be before the summer because I got some stuff that I'm just gonna send over y'all. But yeah, this is where y'all can find me at. Thank y'all for tapping into my portal. Thank y'all, sis. I love you, Sace.
We love
you.
you. We love you.
Mocha.
Make sure
Love
you
you
follow
too.
us at Vodka and
Cognac.
Just like it sounds, Vodka and Cognac. Follow me at Mocha Soulfly, and that's MOKAHSOULFLY.
And listen, you can follow Big Daddy at the Alsace. That's THEALSACE. But I'm a lady, nigga. The fuck.
Period.
Shit.
Shout out to my mama. Okay, I had to do it. Shout out to my
Shout out
mama.
to moms.
Shout out to my daddy. Shout out to my ancestors that made this possible to lead me back home at this particular time, so I can have this
Indeed.
beautiful
Right on
interview
time.
with my sisters.
Yes,
Shout out
yes.
to my tribe in Mexico. I want to give love and especially shout out to Moonlight of Nefemi Noir. Y'all tap into those portals to figure out what that is because there's a lot happening over there. And if y'all need to retreat, because I do have retreats going on in Mexico, holla at me. We got some things popping. And also, if you need detox, I'm a detox therapist outside of aromatherapy and a massage therapy. So tap into me, see Mars, all the products that you would need. And if you just need some counsel to get that boo-boo out your body, if you're full of shit, we're going to get rid of that, Ashe. Because we all need to
Ashe.
be clear in our womb space so that we can get these answers from the ancestors. Ashe, thank y'all for tuning in.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on.
What happened?
And where the fuck we at, though? Who's behind the camera?
Oh, shit.
We are, shout out to Caution, all over media, and we are at Smalls Art Studio.
Yeah.
Did I say that right? Smalls Exclusive Art Studio. So shout out to making that happen. Caution, always behind the camera, doing his motherfucking thing, and we love him for doing that. And we just appreciate you all for tuning in. We cannot wait to come back with some more amazing guests. Hope you checked out the last one with Goody Howard. That was too much fun.
It was
But,
a lot of sex that I don't have.
Whatever. Lying ass.
I'm saving
Alsace,
myself.
as you can see, is a lion ass.
I'm saving myself
Negro.
for the right man. Really?
Right. We're not
For
going
the
to try
right-
to confuse you.
For the right man.
Seriously lying now.
Where you at? My
We not-
ancestor, which is my mama, she said that I was gonna
Yeah.
get one of them.
You're going to get blocked if you're a man and hop in her inbox. I'm
Period.
just trying to tell
She
you.
is not letting you through the
You're not
portal.
gonna get blocked, but you might get beat up outside the club.
You know what I'm saying? So I
No,
recommend
give
to
you
not
up.
do it. But anyway, we appreciate you. We love you. We hope you tune in next time.
Thank
Peace
you,
out.
I moon.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.